Hello, everybody. Welcome to back to Late Night Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. It is Mr. Cowboys Fan. Of course, before we proceed into the video, leave a like and subscribe. It is I, Mr. Cowboys Fan, where we talk about cowboy things. All right, we'll work on that intro, but yeah, basically, yeah, welcome back to Late Night Talk. And, of course, there are some things that I want to, there's some things I want to discuss. So, pretty much, we know about, that there's a little bit of dividing, a little bit of isolation of the fan base on what in the world we want and what we think is best for the team. You have some fans who think that, cuz I watched a video by Mark Holmes earlier today talking about how that people are urging Micah Parsons to hold out. And it was just very odd to me because it's like, look, I know it's the that he is now eligible for, he is eligible for an extension. But the fact of the matter is that we don't have to pay him yet. He's still under his, he's still under contract under those 4 years. So the fact of the matter is we don't have to pay him yet. All right? I still say we're going to get CeeDee Lamb taken care of. I believe that we'll get him taken care of by July. And then we'll get Dak Prescott taken care of probably by August because, we do a lot of things at the last minute. I mean, come on, guys. Like, y'all know how the Joneses roll. Like, they, more often than not, they love to, get things taken care of at the last minute. So that sounds about right. That, we're going to get CeeDee Lamb's contract taken care of first by July. And then, sometime in August, by that time, I think we'll get Dak Prescott's contract taken care of. But to say that, because the thing is that I heard about that recently, but it had me thinking because, a lot of I've been hearing some, Cowboys fans like this one in particular, Dallas Cowboy for life. If you haven't seen him, check him out. Check them out. Excuse me. But I saw a YouTube post that they made, and it was basically kind of talking about that that they want Dak, CeeDee, and Micah to all three of them to just hold out all together, hold out of training camp. And it was just very odd to me because the thing is, I looked at the comment section, I look at so many other people, and a lot of them agree. Maybe half of them agree. And then there's others who disagree, such as myself. And that's basically what I want to talk about because, like, you want Dak, CeeDee, and Micah to all hold out entirely for training camp because you want them to make a statement. Here's the thing. You're trying to talk about making a statement. We're trying to win a damn Super Bowl ring. All right. And you're over here talking about making a statement. Like, what? Look, man. I mean, the fact of the matter is that, yeah, let CD, Dak, and Micah all hold out. Yeah, let's allow more drama to ensue in this damn locker room, in this damn locker room and stuff, because we don't have our star players there at training camp to mentor to mentor and help certain guys. Look, I understand that it's we live in an era where it's more about business, but I don't like that, man. I don't like. I just want to win a Super Bowl, bro. Every off season that comes around, and waiting for the season to come, I just want to win a Super Bowl. Nothing less, nothing more. I just want to win a Super Bowl, bro. That's all I want. And when we're over here trying to make June 2020 George Floyd style protests over here, trying to make statements, like, man, hell with all that. All right? Who's that helping? All right? Outside of them, how is that helping the fan base? How is that helping the morale of the team itself? If anything, it just lowers the morale. It makes practice a little less important. It makes, like those reps that you're trying to get not even like seeming that much to care for. Like, I mean, it tears the entire team apart when we got guys that are holding out and not attending training camp. And it's like, I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And the fact of the matter is, there's a full dividing of the fan base. We already know that there's a dividing of the fan base when it comes to like Dak Prescott. We already know that. You got one half of the fan base that thinks that he's trash and that he's garbage and that we should trade him, get rid of him, even though he has a freaking no trade clause, you idiots. And then you got the other half that have common sense and understand that, look, Dak Prescott is good enough to win us a championship. It's just about everybody else rallying. We need to rally behind our leader, and listen, I know what happened in 2022 in the playoffs against the Niners. Look, I still look at the fact that he didn't have very many weapons, and he had a BS play. He had a BS excuse for an offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore. So I mean, like, we can't really hold that against him too much. I mean, did y'all hear, about this isn't really Cowboys, anything related really to the Cowboys, but did y'all hear, like about the whole like thing with Jalen Hurts kind of throwing Kellen Moore under the bus and saying that the 95% of the offense is new? Like, this is the stuff that we were all talking about with Kellen Moore, and the fact that Dak Prescott could even, have some of the production and put up the sort of games that he was putting up Why? Because he's just that good. Is crazy. But I'm just saying, Jalen Hurts, you already see the problems that he's having with Kellen Moore as their offensive coordinator right now. But it really frustrates me when people say what they say, and how they feel. But this isn't, a Dak topic. But I just wanted to talk about, like, the dividing of the fan base. Like, we are the most we might be very well the most toxic fan base amongst ourselves because we disagree so much. You got one end of the fan base that thinks that Micah, Dak, and CD should hold out a training camp entirely, talking about trying to make a freaking statement to Jerry Jones. First of all, y'all need to heck with Jerry Jones. Forget about the owner. Y'all, we need to care about each other. Forget about the organization. The fact of the matter is, we need to hold each other accountable and build a bond with one another boost the morale of the team and everybody around, because we should be trying to contend and prepare this 2024 season for a Super Bowl, but we got all this other mess that some Cowboy fans feel like the best solution is to have all three of them hold out. That's a terrible idea. I already went over this. Yeah, let there be more drama amongst the locker room, dividing of the locker room, the terrible just disagreements and stuff around the locker room as a whole that obviously kills the morale of the team. And the fact of the matter is, the morale of the team is very important. I mean, that's strong. So we can't do anything to jeopardize that. And it really, it just makes me so mad, hearing those sort of things. Like, I don't know, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I think that, we should just, put this to rest. No, they should not all three of them hold out a training camp. If that, what? If we want to go that far, then everybody should hold out a training camp. How about that? All right. Since y'all want our three best players on our team to hold out and whatever, and build and just create more and more drama on the team, then hey, how about everybody freaking holds out? How about that? I don't understand it. Like, it just, it's inexcusable. But no, they should not hold out. I think that, look, I mean, Dak already said himself that he's not too worried about the contract situation as much as he did the first time that he was negotiating for a contract, for a new contract, like, I mean, it's different for him now, it's different for him now. He is actually, like, just worried about the team, the players, and he just wants to win right now, man. And that's the type of attitude and the energy that we need brung amongst everybody on this team. CD, on the other hand, look, really, I have no problem really with him holding out, like, I mean, I had a problem with Micah holding out, But CD, I didn't really have a problem with him holding out. Like I felt like he wants his bag. He wants his bag. Jerry should give him his bag. That's different. It's one thing when it's one player trying to hold out. It's another when you got fans that want all three of our superstars to hold out. That's a different situation. That's stupid. Um but I mean, it's just I can't really, like fathom, like a situation like that. But I mean, Dak already, like said that he's not really that much worried about it. And then Micah, I don't know if he's truly worried about it either. I mean, he seems like he's more worried about he seems more like he's worried about, CJ Stroud and his dang podcast more than anything, dealing with the team anyway. You know, but albeit he was at minicamp at the end, and probably I'm expecting him to be at training camp. So um, all that is should be, situated, and there should be no problems with that. But CD, I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm okay with us having one player holding out. I'm okay with that. You know, I don't think that this is a Le'Veon Bell situation. Like we got a guy who's holding out and stuff like that, and it like all of a sudden makes a dividing of the locker room on how you feel about the situation and whatever, which kind of hurt the Steelers that year because of that. I don't think that really applies in this situation. Dak said, "Look, I know that CD is just making a business move right now, and he knows where his guidance is at and that he wants to be here, but he's going the route that he's going right now, and I very much understand it and respect it." And then Micah, I don't know what Micah thinks right now. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what Micah thinks right now. Half the time I don't know what he be thinking. But it is what it is, but it doesn't seem like there's too many negatives, too many like guys really having disagreements about the whole situation. It seems like everybody's really on par with the situation and understanding of what is going on here. So I don't think that we really have a problem there as far as any disagreement. And that's not going to really do anything to, hurt the locker room. So I just wanted to, like discuss that and the dividing of the fan base and how we feel about, the holdouts and stuff like that. And, like I'm going to tell you why. And this is my final point in closing of this topic. Here's why I have no problem with CeeDee Lamb holding out. The reason why I have no problem with him holding out, which is kind of coincides with what everybody else is saying, the reason why I have no problem with it is because it helps our younger guys. It helps our younger guys being, because understand, I don't think CeeDee Lamb was gonna be out there mentoring guys like Ryan Flournoy and Jalen Brooks and Jalen Cropper in the first place. No. That's really Brandon Cooks' job. He is the veteran who he is there. He's the one who's giving these guys tips and tricks and different type of moves that they can learn at this level. He's the one who's working on that. CD is not mentoring anybody. if he was here, all he would be doing is being out there practicing for a paycheck. Like that's literally it, you know. Like he would just be out there practicing for a paycheck and just be out there doing his job and doing his thing. You know, he's not really like there as far as being that leader type who would be mentoring the wide receiver group. Like I said, that's Brandon Cooks' job. And he's doing a real good job of that with Ryan Flournoy, with Jalen Brooks, with Jalen Tolbert, with Jalen Marino Cropper, etc. And speaking of Ryan Flournoy has done a good job of having other mentors, guys who also played the game and played it at the absolute highest possible level that they could play it at. And that was Chris Carter. He had been working with Chris Carter and stuff during the off season as well, trying to get better. So he's been learning from him as well, not just Brandon Cooks. So I think that what this does is it helps our younger guys, you know. It helps Flournoy get a connection, you know, get more reps and maybe get a little bit of a rapport with Dak. It helps Jalen Tolbert get him more of a connection with Dak, etc., etc. You know, like it helps those guys. So that's the reason why I'm not worried about CeeDee Lamb and him holding out, because he's really helping our younger receivers, you know, getting better, you know, through off season, you know, workouts. So I'm not really worried about that. But I was worried about Micah Parsons because Micah needs to learn this new defense under Mike Zimmer. Did y'all hear what that dude said? That dude said that, look, I understand Mike Zimmer, you know, has like, you know, I understand that he has, you know, like his little, you know, his own system and, you know, what, you know, different things that he wants to do with the defense. But I, you know, he has his way, but I also have my way. And I think that my way, you know, works in a sense as well. And, you know, talking about how I think I'm real excited to finally have a one-on-one talk with him so we could, you know, maybe talk about some things. And look, I mean, he also, by the way, said he's never had a Micah. And it's like, whoa, dude. Look, I mean, you're sounding a little cocky, man. And I'm normally all for it, but it's almost not even cockiness, it's arrogance at this point. Like saying he's never had a Micah on his team, talking to himself in third person like that, bro. Like, I mean, it would be different, obviously completely different, if it was Mike Zimmer saying I've never, you know, had a Micah on my team, you know, as a coach. It would be obviously way different because it's him crediting Micah Parsons, not Micah Parsons crediting himself. But yeah, Micah, I mean, look, you know, you know, real interested too how that one-on-one talk is going to go, you know, but you know, we'll see how things go in that sense. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about, you know, another thing, you know, Ezekiel Elliott, you know, and what he. So there was a reporter that was asking him some ridiculous stuff. They were asking him, "Are you eating all the right things?" And I'm sure he's eating all the right things. I don't know about Patrick Mahomes though. I saw him walk through the facility a while back ago, and I don't know if he's eating the right things. But he's Patrick Mahomes. So, I mean, but anyway, yeah, they were asking him, you know, like how does it feel being, you know, how do you feel at this stage of your career, being older and stuff. It's like, bro, I'm hurting. All right, I'm up in age. I'm older. Like I'm really hurting, bro. Like what do you want me to say? But that's but then they asked him a really good question. They asked him, Jerry Jones said before the draft, before they signed you, that he believes that you can still be a starting caliber running back in this league. And they asked him, how do you feel about that? And look, the fact of the matter is, Jerry Jones, yeah, he said that, he believes that Ezekiel Elliott can be a starting caliber running back in this league. Yeah, Jerry also said that we were going to go all in. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he be saying stuff, but is he serious about this? Um, I'm not sure. He might be, but so basically, you know, okay, so basically, you know, Zeke, like responded. He said, like he basically said, you know, I believe that, I can, he basically said, I can, be a starter in this league, but I also understand Mike McCarthy and what he, says, about the running back committee, and I understand that as well. And mainly I understand that because I want to keep my body fresh, I want to keep my body fresh when, it really matters, at the end of the season. So, he's definitely will be, like very, upfront about, a running back rotation with Rico Dowdle and Deuce Vaughn and Royce Freeman. He's very upfront with, wanting that to happen, but it's mainly for him. I don't want to say it's anything out of selfishness, but he's basically saying he's, all for it, for doing a running back rotation because he wants to keep himself fresh when it matters most. At the end of the season, the postseason, that's pretty much, when he really wants to rev up his engines and really wants to get going. And here's how I look at it. Is Ezekiel Elliott still a starting caliber running back in this league? I will say I'm going to say yes and no. Yes, because I know that unlike Tony Pollard, who couldn't handle the carries, he was dealing with some injuries. I think Zeke can handle the carries and handle the beating because that's the type of running back that he's built like. And we saw him last season with New England where he looked like he had a burst. I ain't gonna lie. He looked like he looks like he still, got, a little bit left in the tank. He looks like he still has a little bit left in the tank. I saw him look like he still had a little bit of a burst, But, I also will say no because when you're at this stage of your career, when you are 29 years old and you're almost 30, I mean, history is not on your side when it comes to the position that you play as a running back. So I'm not sure how I feel about that situation of him being our starting main running back. I don't know how I feel about that. I made a video a little while back about how I felt about the running back situation. I said that I believe that, this is how our running back room should be used. Zeke, I made the, video and basically, explained it, a while back ago. So, but yeah, so I don't look at him as a guy who can carry the ball like 17 to 20 times a game, or 15 to 17 times a game. But he might be trending that line, as far as what it's seeming like and the hints that he's giving and the hints that Jerry's giving. But, that's never been Mike McCarthy's MO in the first place, running the football and having one guy take a big load of carries, a respectable load of carries. That's never been his MO. It's always been a rotation back when he was in Green Bay. One guy come in, another guy, then he'll come out and another guy comes in. And that guy comes out, another guy comes in. That's always been his MO. But it's never been a single back type system. But, I'm very interested to see how the running back rotation is going to go with the things that we're hearing from the media and the outsiders. But, I just feel, in my opinion, that no, I don't believe that he is still a starting caliber running back in this league, but I definitely believe there's a difference between being a starting caliber running back still in this league and still being an impact player. If you're asking me if Zeke is still a starting caliber running back in this league, then I'm going to answer no. If you're asking me if Zeke is still an impact player on the team, yes. We saw how big of an impact not having him last year did on us and how much we really missed him. So, yes, he is a huge impact on any team, but in certain circumstances, that's the thing. But he's probably not going to rush for over 1,000 yards or anything like that. But I think he can give us 600, 700, 800 might be pushing it, but it's possible. But, that's basically how I feel about that, so to close, guys, the dividing of the fan base and how we feel about the whole contracts and guys needing to hold out and stuff like that, I disagree. Other people do agree, and it's just not right. It's kind of dumb, but and then I kind of came to the conclusion that no, Zeke is not a starting caliber running back in this league, and that's where I stand by. But he is very well still an impact player in this league. I still think you need a running back like Zeke in the fourth quarter when you have a lead, and you need to run that 4-minute offense. You need that Ezekiel Elliott when it's third and short, fourth and short. You're at the 1 yard line or 2 yard line or something like that. You need a Zeke. It's not that he's unusable. It's just that you can't use him in that certain way anymore. But You know, let me know how y'all feel about this. Let me know how y'all feel about the whole idea of Dak, CD, and Micah all, supposedly needing to hold out to make a statement to Jerry. I mean, and how Jerry feels about saying that he still believes Zeke can be a starting caliber running back in this league. Look, I like the confidence, but I think he can still be a great impact player in this league. You know, there's a difference between a starting caliber and an impact player. A guy who you definitely still need in certain situations. But so my bad. To all my audience, to all of Cowboys Nation, this is Mr. Cowboys fan out.